Right, welcome back to the channel. I'm just basically doing a roundup. I'm going to do a roundup now of the year that I've had on YouTube. Just telling you all a little bit about how it's gone, this, that and the other. So it's not going to be a plumbing video as such, because I am now on, what is it, Tuesday, midday Tuesday. I've just done an Instagram live, but I just wanted to do a video, basically an appreciation video really, for everyone that's got behind the channel, and just give you a little bit of an insight into why I did it, how it's going, and answer a few questions. I've got a little jotter here with some questions I put up on the channel the other day on the comment section, just saying if anyone's got any questions to ask me, then just fire away and I'll see what I can do. So right, as a bit of a roundup, this time last year so before we go anywhere, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, because we are, I think, 40 people away from hitting that 10,000 by the end of the year, 1st of Jan. So I'm not going to ask again, but I might do. But if you haven't, come on, just hit that button. Right, so to sum it up, this time last year I was umming and ahhing about doing a YouTube channel. I watched the likes of Pete's channel, I watched the likes of Parts Plumbing, Tom's channel, and a couple of the others, and I enjoyed them, and I thought I'll quite have a go at that, but show it a little bit different, you know, show the whole side of it, going into the merchants, show our full day, not just exactly what we're doing. And I didn't want to copy what they did, so I sort of I had some ideas in my head and thought, right, we'll give it a go. We'll film myself getting up in the morning. Right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go here. We're going to drive to the merchants, pop in and see you lads. And it sort of worked for the first couple of months. You know, you have your few people, your few mates, and that sort of stuff following the channel. And then it sort of began to gain a little bit of momentum. And you know, it started to go up a little bit, and random people were following, and a lot of you that will be watching this have been followers from the start or the very early days of the channel. I appreciate that massively, and a lot of you comment. It's funny because we've built up a little bit of a rapport virtually, is that a thing? Virtual friends, if you like, but the subscribers are now, you know, I know a video goes out and I know the likes of Kane's gonna reply, Glenn's gonna reply, you know, Wayne's gonna, all the lad, they're all gonna reply and just put a little bit. And constructive feedback, I love a bit of constructive feedback. As we said early doors, if there's dickhead comments, I'm not fucking interested, I don't want to know. Everyone does it their own way to a degree. As long as you're following certain guidelines, you're all right. So yeah, so I did one video, and it was a complete bathroom renovation from start to finish, and that video just blew up massively, and the channel just grew instantly. I think I gained 2,000 or 2,500 subscribers over the course of a week just off the back of that video. And I was like, shit, this has become a thing now. And from then on, I was consciously making content, but I always was conscious of, if ever filming overtook me doing my job, it had to stop. But now I've sort of worked out how to just keep going, keep making content without it disrupting my day, you know, working, doing plumbing, doing heating and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, I video a lot. There's a lot of stuff I don't video, but I like to capture as much as I can, and I like to capture the lads at Plumbase and, you know, the people on sites that I work with, because I think that comes across as you lot watching it are enjoying it. And the comments I get back, I get a lot of comments both on YouTube and on Instagram from people saying, oh, watching yous inspired me to try and get better into plumbing, or I want to change my career path from something in business to now become a plumber. Or people that have gone, I've been plumbing for 20 years, I want to give it a go on my own, you know, what can I do, how can you guide me, bit of advice for it. So that's really good. And just the general comments of, you know, love the content, this, that and the other. It's great that people are relating to the content that I'm putting out, and also being sort of taken in by the whole YouTube social media family, if you like. There's a lot of, as I said, Pete, Tom, the electricians, the brickies, you know, Ash Mahoney are getting behind with like Rob from Mind Your Head podcast. I've done a lot of work with Rob, and the whole community just embraces you, and especially Tony and John and the lads that build with A&E, who are local to me, literally just up the road, and they're massive on YouTube. I think they've got 50-60,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube. I've done a podcast with them. It opened doors for me to do podcasts, telling a bit of my backstory. And then again, Alex at uni, like, I built a really good friendship with Alex at uni, as he has done with a lot of social media people. You know, I know he works very closely with Pete doing the Trade Legends podcast, another podcast I've been on. Shout out to the Trade Legends podcast. If you haven't subscribed to that, get on it. But, you know, and it's opened doors for me that I never knew were there, and it's just dead enjoyable. So yeah, so that was that. And then moving through the year, then a couple of bathrooms, and then I did that big barn conversion sort of middle of the summer, tail end of the summer, that really sort of, it was a job that I did for someone, for a builder that I hadn't worked for before. It was a bit all over the place, not the builder's fault, just various other reasons. And that really sort of ground into me a little bit, and it shouldn't have done it. There was no need for that job to get to me as it did, as a lot of you A, commented, B, messaged me, and C, could see, you know, the way that job was getting to me, physically and mentally. In the end, it got to me a little bit. And then obviously we did the detox, and that sort of sorted me out and stuff like that. But also people like the range of work that I do, jobs that I do, you know, a bit of everything, bathrooms, taps. We did the big house. Oh yeah, of course, we did the big house renovation in the summer as well. That was really good. That was a great job to put as content on the channel, because you could see it from start to finish. So it was a five bedroom house, 3 bathrooms, full pressurized heating system, full pressurized hot water system, boiler, excuse me. But also the customers for that job loved the fact that I filmed the whole process through. So now they've got a point that they can go back and refer back to that whole process, because it wasn't just the plumbing side of it that I managed to capture. It was, you know, the chippy side of it along the way. Not, you know, not in depth, but while we were doing that, we had to get the chippy to do this. And as if you've seen it, you'll have seen that Dave Grills was in there doing his cooking and that during the week, which didn't help with piling a load of weight on during the summer, but it's a whole different ball game. Yeah, so we've done that. We've done the off the back of that, we did that barn conversion that sort of got to me. Then we've done a fair few bathrooms along the way, and it's great that people have sort of seen them, took stuff from them, and enjoyed the content that I've made with them. And then the little jobs, you know, the macerator jobs, I fucking hate macerator jobs. I try to steer clear of them. I'll change them, but I won't open them up and clean them and service them, not a chance. What else have we got? And just everyone getting behind me, really, which has been great. Also, I did ask the other day for some questions, and we've got a few. So let's go through a few of the questions. What made you get into YouTube? I've addressed that. The YouTube side of it was, when you work on your own a lot, which I do, it's like having this platform is like having someone working with you, so you can sit there and chat shit to the camera, and then make a bit of content and put it out there, and it just makes the day go a little bit better. So if anyone's thinking of doing one, just do it. I've always said, if you're thinking of doing it, just do it, but you've got to be consistent. I think if you just do it and put a couple of videos out and think you're going to become a bloody YouTube millionaire overnight, it don't work like that. There's not a massive amount of money in it unless you're really banging the content out and your subscribers go up. You know, earn a little bit of money out of it. But as I've said, now it's now become, I include it in my working day. So if I do a job I do everything on my phone. So everything is done on an app on my phone. I film on my GoPro, transfer it to an app on my phone, edit it all on my phone, put the music to it on my phone a lot, and then upload it to YouTube. Because it's I can record something in the morning between, so I've got a job, finish a job at 1, I've got another job starting at 2, I can sit in the van, edit a little bit of footage, and it's just dead simple. So if you're thinking of doing it, by all means drop me a message, I'll point you in the right direction. So that's that. How did I get into the trade? How did I get into plumbing? I've addressed this on a few podcasts. A mate of my sister's, when I was 15, 16, you know, back in the day, you used to have careers day at school and this. A mate of my sister's used to drive a really nice, at the time, Rover 216 GTI. I'm a car lad, I've always been a car lad, into cars. He used to drive a Rover 216 GTI, and I remember saying to him, how have you afforded that? And he went, oh, just, you know, what do you do? He said, oh, I'm just a plumber, you know, I earn half decent money and I've just bought this. So straight away in my head, this is all it took, straight away in my head, bang. If I want a car like that and he's a plumber, I'm going to become a plumber and do that alongside it. So yeah, that's what sort of got me into the trade. And then I went through, I did my apprenticeship with a sole trader guy just on his own, and there was another guy, Ian, a lad called Ian Smith, so I was with him all the time. I was his apprentice, and I did 4 or 5 years, I think, there. Did my apprenticeship, stayed with him a couple of years after I finished my apprenticeship. It was just a nice little small thing. And then Ian moved to a company in Warwickshire called Adams and Simmons. He went there, and then they sort of approached me and went, look, you know, Ian said, you're all right, do you want to come and work for us? So then I shifted over to them, and that's when I got onto the house bashing. And, you know, that was a company with, I think it was about 30 blokes at the time, but we were working for one of the biggest builders in the Midlands, I think, at the time, doing all their houses and that. So yeah, I was house bashing for a while. If you don't know what house bashing is, just a site with 300 houses. You'd have a plumber go in and first fix it all, and then I was going in as a second fix plumber. So you'd go in, you'd have a week or so to fit the boiler, cylinder, tanks, bathroom, radiators. Monday morning they'd deliver a box out with all your fittings, everything's there, and they just basically, you've got a week to do that, so you'd get all that in. And then how I went from doing that, I got married in the time and had kids and that. And then my marriage failed, and I got divorced. So sold my house, sold everything, and I just remember sort of saying to my sister, I was living back at my sister's, and I said, while I've got nothing, while I've got no mortgage, while I've got no overheads and this, that, and the other, I'm going to give it a go on my own. I'm just going to, you know, what have I got to lose? So I thought, right, I'll set my own business up. Done that on a whim. I think I had 3 weeks worth of work 15 years ago, and I'm still here now doing it for myself. So yeah, that was it basically. While I had no overheads and nothing to worry about, I'll jack my job in with this company and just give it a go. If all else fails, fair play, the company said, you know, if it don't work out for you, Mark, come back, not a problem. So that was how I sort of got into working for myself as well. Right, what else we got? Favourite tool. What's my favourite tools? Not so much expensive tools. Laser level, that's become a favourite of mine. Got one 6 months ago, or like a decent one 6 months ago, and I find it's just so much easier. So a laser level is probably a pretty good one. What else? What else is a favourite go-to tool? Just a good pair of backhoe adjustable spanners, I think. You'll always use them, always have them. And a good pair of grips, a decent set of grips. But yeah, favourite tools. What else have we got? A recent one that I'm finding I'm using a hell of a lot, that until I bought it I didn't realise I needed it, is that Milwaukee wet and dry vac. Always comes out the van, always there, because now you can blow stuff away. It's a blower and a vac. So yeah, the Milwaukee vac, that's pretty handy as well. So yeah, I'd say that's up there as well. Yeah, pretty much that. We've all got our toolboxes full of stuff that we have. But yeah, I'd say that. I'd say the wet vac. The wet vac's pretty far up there. Why do I not have an apprentice? Right, this one's an interesting one. The reason I don't have an apprentice with me is because as a sole trader, as me just working on my own, I find it's time consuming having an apprentice. I get a lot of people messaging me, you know, will you take apprentices on? And I always say to them, go to a firm with 5 or 6 blokes if you can, do an apprenticeship there. I think as a sole trader, as much as I'd love to, I haven't got the resources and the time to put into one. If I'm doing a job, you've then got to show them, which I get, I understand, I've been there, I've done it, but for my business sort of model, it doesn't work for me. And whenever I say that, I feel bad for saying it, because I'd love I love the apprentices coming through the ranks and becoming plumbers, but I just can't invest the time into them. If I had 4 or 5 blokes working for me, then fine. But again, on that pretense, I don't want to get too big, because I like the way my business runs at the minute. It's manageable. I earn what I earn. I can do what I do. If, for instance, I get a job done early on a Friday and I can finish at 2, great. I can just stop. Go home, go and do whatever I need to do. Whereas if you've got blokes working for you, or you've got an apprentices, you're obliged to fill that time. And yeah, so shoot me down if you want to, but for me, I would say apprentices, go to the bigger firms with 5 or 6 guys, and then you can go to each person. One guy might be a boiler specialist, one guy might be a leadwork specialist, one guy might be a house basher or whatever, so you get that massive range. So yeah, that's why I don't have an apprentice. I do have lads, like Ben Johnson, who does all my gas work for me. I'll give him a ring. Ben, I've got a boiler here for you to do, and a couple of services. He'll go and do them. So, in swings and roundabouts, Ben will push work my way if need be. How do I price jobs? This is a massive one. I get it all the time. How do I price jobs? And it's a tough one. I've been in the game long enough now to just price jobs. I can look at a job and go, right, that's going to be this much. How did I start? You got to look at the job and go, right, I like to earn X amount a day. Let's work, say for instance, you like to earn 200 quid a day, for argument's sake, and you look at a job and you think, that's going to take me 3 or 4 days. So 3 or 4 days, price it for 4 days, and maybe stick half a day on top just in case anything goes tits up. And then work back. When you're in there working it, price them for that, and that's what it is. If you get done between that 4 days, that's what it is. If it takes you longer, stick to the price that you quoted them, because that's what you've quoted them. But then you'll learn, you'll go to the next job, or even going out and fitting a new toilet for someone. You know that's going to take a couple of hours. By the time you've gone to the merchant, picked your stuff up, come back, done what you need to do, a couple of hours, 3 hours. So just work out what you charge an hour, because an hourly rate is going to be different to a day rate, and a day rate is what you base your prices on. So you're earning 200 quid a day, let's say, and you look at a job and 10 rads to change, 2 sinks or whatever. So you go, okay, that's going to take me 3 days. So you bang your day rate on it, you add a little bit on the top just in case, and then if you buy materials and you're putting 10%, 15% on materials, that's how you can work that out. And it's all relevant to the areas you live in. London day rates will be different to day rates where I am, will be different to day rates where Manchester and likewise, and all that sort of stuff. So that's roughly how we do it. Maybe I'll do a full video on it. I've literally today just priced up 2 bathrooms before I've done this video, and it's took me 20 minutes to price them up, because I know where I'm at with my bathrooms. I know this is what I need to earn for a bathroom, this is how much my tiler is, this is how much my electrician is, so I can price them pretty quick and I know whereabouts I am. Someone's put a comment literally just on Instagram. What do you do with a leak in underfloor? I've done underfloor for years and years. I haven't done a lot of it in the last 2 or 3 years, but before that I've done quite a lot of it. And there was one job where there was a leak on the underfloor heating. I think something had happened and there was a split, and we could see it coming through the floor because the flooring hadn't been laid, the screed. So we basically chopped it out. It was for a guy I'd done barn conversions with, and he was literally the guy that would go, right, just dig it up. Dig it up, or if you've got to get pipes to that wall mark, just blast a hole through and we'll sort it out. And nothing was ever too much a problem. So we noticed this damp patch in the floor, so we've chopped it up, and there's a pinhole in this thing. And I think, from memory, it was a waving system off the top of my head. So we rung waving and said, look, there's a leak on the underfloor, and they sent out a bag of fittings, like little couplers, but sort of like, they were similar to compression. I've never seen them before. Similar to compression, but specific ones for underfloor, because usually underfloor heating is 16 mil, so you can't get a compression fitting on it. So they sent that out, we connected it back together. Well, you shouldn't do it, but I suppose you can do it. So it was just coupled up like that, tested, laid back down, and that's been down 12 years. Not a problem. Not a problem with that at all. Why did my son not follow me into plumbing? So I've got a son, Joshua is 25. He began to go into plumbing And I said to him, if you want to do plumbing, go and get an apprenticeship with someone else. I said, I could put you in touch with someone. I said, but you're not coming to me to do your apprenticeship, because it would have been easy for him to go, oh, I'm not coming in today, Dad. I'm not coming in, you know. Again, people might think I'm harsh for doing that, but go and do your apprenticeship with someone else. Learn the ways, learn this, that, and the other. Because I think if you did it with me, too much tendency to not turn up, or, oh, Dad, lend us this 2 weeks money and all that sort of stuff. So fair play. Josh went to college. He did a year at college, and for him, he went, it's not for me. He said, you know, it weren't for him, and fair play, he gave it a bit of a go, but it weren't for him. So anyway, he's now a scaffolder, and that boy is a fucking mega scaffolder, absolutely mega scaffolder, to the point of he's has companies after him all the time to go and work for him, but the guy that he works with looks after him, and he's loving it. He'll often send me pictures of scaffolding jobs that he's done, because he's proud of what he does. I always say, if you take pictures of your work, as a lot of us do, and put them on social media and stuff, but he takes pictures of his scaffold. Look, Dad, I've done this today, or I've done that today. He's proud of what he does, and I'm proud of him because he's proud of what he does, and he absolutely smashes it. So yeah, he tried, it weren't for him, so he's gone another way. Still in construction. I see him on a lot of jobs. In fact, I think he's been on a few videos where he's been on jobs and he's turned up, and I've tried to get him on, and he's like, fuck off, Dad, get that camera out my face. So there we go. There's a bit of a roundup. Just want to say thanks to everyone that supported the channel for this first year. Plenty more to come. Hit that subscribe button. I said I weren't going to say it again. Hit that subscribe button. Drop me a comment below. I appreciate everyone's comments, everyone's feedback, everyone's likes, everything that's gone on in the first year of me doing my real world plumbing channel. There's plenty more to come, and I hope you've all had a great Christmas. I hope you're all going to have a great New Year. I think back to work next week, so the content will keep coming next week. But I just want to say a big thanks to everyone again. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this video. Yes, I know it wasn't plumbing, but I just wanted to give you a bit of an insight into how the first sort of year's gone, and I hope you've enjoyed it, something a little bit different. But yeah, we'll be back to plumbing soon. So thanks, and I'll catch you later.